Welcome back, everyone. Inflammation is one of those words we hear all the time. Commercials try to sell products to reduce inflammation. Nutritionists are on the morning talk shows talking about foods that reduce inflammation. So the first thing we need to clarify is just what inflammation is. In simplest terms, inflammation is the body's response to injury. It works to heal the body, but it can also play a role in some chronic diseases. It is often characterized by redness, swelling, warmth, sometimes pain and immobility. The Mediterranean diet is often called an anti-inflammatory diet because it includes eating more fish, fresh fruits and vegetables, and healthy fats. And various dietary supplements are associated with anti-inflammatory responses, including devil's claw, cat's claw, mangosteen, and turmeric. So to cut through all this for us, we've got two of the experts from the Medical College of Georgia, Dr. Clinton Webb, who is the chairman of the Department of Physiology at MCG at Augusta University, and Dr. Mike Medeo is a nephrologist and chair of the Department of Medicine at the Medical College. Thank you both so much for being with us today. And of course, inflammation is a broad topic. There's good inflammation, as we were saying, it's how your body heals, but sometimes it goes overboard. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say that's exactly right. And when it goes overboard, it can lead to scarring and problems with specific organs, depending upon where the inflammation is. So, for example, if it occurs in the kidneys, it can lead to kidney failure, actually. If it occurs in joints, it can lead to chronic arthritis that may be debilitating and whatnot.
Some of the research that you have done is involved with the kidneys, right?
Correct, yes.
And from what I have read, because of the research and other research that you've done, you're able to sort of determine if a patient is going to be responsive to dialysis or to surgery. That helps you? Well,
so we'd like not to get to that point, if you
will.
So what we try to do is determine whether there's active inflammation going on and then treat the patient with anti-inflammatory drugs or immunosuppressive drugs, depending upon the situation. So, for example, if the patient has an autoimmune disease, meaning the body is attacking itself, there are two sort of phases of treatment. One is to control the autoimmune response, the body attacking itself, and the other is to control the inflammatory response. And you really need to do both, because the inflammation uncontrolled will lead to scarring and organ failure.
And Dr. Webb, you've done some interesting research, and we were talking about a word that brings back to mind my biology classes, and that's mitochondria. But we were talking about cell death and what happens when the stuff doesn't come out of the bloodstream, I guess.
Yeah, the point is that whatever's inside of a cell doesn't necessarily, it should not be outside of the cell. So the mitochondria is a perfect example of it. The mitochondria evolved from the bacteria, and bacteria, of course, are inflammatory. And so when the mitochondria is outside of the cell, it looks like a bacteria. And so there's things that the mitochondria makes, its DNA, as well as a few proteins that are very pro-inflammatory. And they will bind into receptors in the blood vessels and cause an inflammatory response. And as that goes on, it can cause hypertension. It also causes coronary artery disease and other vascular diseases like stroke.
So what do you all recommend in terms of keeping inflammation under control? Are you concerned about diet? Is that one of the things that we need to be aware of?
Certainly diet is important, but I think controlling, it's a little bit mom and apple pie, controlling the things that your mother taught you to do. Controlling blood pressure, controlling body weight, not smoking, all of those simple things contribute to inflammation. Now, in addition to that, you may have an underlying disease or propensity to disease which accelerates that, and those individuals are particularly prone to inflammation and scarring and organ failure. So they require special treatment. But in general, the mom and apple pie approach applies to everybody.
Well, it's a lot to take in, and I'm sure that we're all going to be very good on Thanksgiving Day now. because of what we've learned here today. Dr. Medeo and Dr. Webb, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
We'll be right back.
Conversations that make us laugh, help us learn, even make us cry. Join me every week for a look at what women are talking about. It may be the most fun you'll have, from hot flashes to hot belly dancing. See you Tuesday at 12:30 for Jenny.
My family doesn't have a Thanksgiving tradition per se. Sometimes we're in town, sometimes we're away, but we do have a day after Thanksgiving tradition, ringing the Salvation Army Red Kettle Bell outside Macy's at Augusta Mall. I have met lots of you over the years ringing that bell, and I'm so pleased that our family thing means a lot to my kids. We've had choirs, cheerleaders, superheroes, and plenty of friends and neighbors ring with us over the years. Why don't you consider ringing the bell with your family, scout troop, youth group, circle, book club, even your golf buddies? The Salvation Army Red Kettle season runs through Christmas Eve. Just call Allie Scavullo at 706-434-3185 to sign up. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with me, and a big shout out to Clint Carroll and Gold Leaf Flowers and Gifts. Look at this. Is this beautiful? Thank you, Clint, for this beautiful flower arrangement. Wishing all of you a happy Thanksgiving and time well spent with the ones you love. And come see me outside Macy's if you're shopping at Augusta Mall on Friday.